What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss if Pulsechain is ever going to launch, or did Richard Hart, the big man himself, did he rug $2 billion from Pulsechain and Pulsex sacrifices combined? You heard that right. The total sacrifice amount from Pulsechain and Pulsex together was around $2 billion. So the question is, did Richard Hart completely rug that money? And he's just tweeting along on his Twitter like nothing happened? Or are we actually going to launch Pulsechain at some point? In my opinion, we are going to launch at some point. I'm making this video to bring more awareness to people that are new, that don't know about Hex, that are just finding out about Pulsechain and Pulsex. Is that previously, when Richard Hart was launching Hex, it took him 2 years, just a little bit more than 2 years, to launch Hex. And that's because he was waiting for the perfect moment to launch Hex. He launched it right before the 2020 halving. And as you can see, if you head over to CoinGecko and you take a look at the price chart of Hex, it's synced perfectly. So he launched it in December of 2019, and then 2020 comes along, the Bitcoin halving happens, and then afterwards Hex goes ballistic. It does more than 10,000x. A bunch of people made money. And in my opinion, the same thing is happening right now with Pulsechain. Richard Hart is basically insulating everybody's investments so nobody loses money. What does that mean? So if Richard Hart launches Pulsechain, Pulsex, and everything in the Pulsechain ecosystem, it will negatively affect the prices on all tokens and coins on the Pulsechain ecosystem. For the main reason is that Bitcoin is still, unfortunately, everything is correlated to Bitcoin and the crypto market, but it's just the way it is. So if he launches right now, meanwhile Bitcoin is around $18,000 to $20,000, there's a good chance that Pulsechain will go below sacrifice rate if Bitcoin manages to get down to the $11,000 to $13,000 range. That's what will happen if Richard Hart will launch Pulsechain. I can see a lot of people angry on Twitter, on the Telegram groups, across all platforms. People are getting angry at Richard Hart for not launching Pulsechain. I was angry too, but you know what? After seeing him being right over and over and over and over again, you can tell that he knows his shit. Because especially with the, Celsius, Luna and UST and BlockFi debacle, we can see that he was basically calling these things out years before they happened. So same thing with the Pulsechain launch. This guy I truly think he has a gift for, kind of like knowing sort of what will happen in the future with crypto specifically. So it is, in my opinion, that I think he will launch sometime later this year, potentially, maybe the earliest in July, later on in July, or maybe August or September or October, because he's trying to time it with the Bitcoin's dip all the way down to 11K. And when he does launch, it's gonna be a beautiful thing, because as Bitcoin starts to stabilize, it's gonna go from 11K to 13, 14, 14K, 15K, 16K. Pulsechain will tag along, and it will ride that wave as well. As we know it, when new projects launch, they're not completely insulated from the market. They sort of are and they aren't. Because it's in a bear market, Pulsechain is more likely to get insulated from Bitcoin dumping to 11K. But at some point, let's say he does decide to launch it now, right? Because it's a new project, it is sort of insulated from the bear market. But at some point, it will get dragged down. That's how it is. Because you have more liquidity getting paired up, more liquidity bonding, more people swapping, trading, sending. It eventually brings down Pulsechain to the point where it's sort of correlated to Bitcoin. That's where you see a lot of coins following Bitcoin's trajectory, sort of. So I really think he's just timing it. You can be angry about it all day, but it all comes down to him making the decision of when to launch. And I believe he has, you know, good intentions of when to launch it, just to make sure we have the best performance. So let me show you guys a bunch of quick points that I put together. Will Pulsechain ever launch, or Richard Hart rugged? And as I mentioned, I don't think Richard Hart is going to rug it. Way too many people know him. A bunch of people know where he lives. I mean, it's not to come from the angle that somebody will threaten him or anything. It's stupid. Why would he rug it, right? It took him 2 years to launch Hex. Why would he not launch Pulsechain? It just doesn't make sense. So like I said, it's a bad idea to launch now. BTC Bitcoin is barely holding 18,000 to 20,000 range. If he launches now, it'll get dragged down below sacrifice rate. And plus, Richard Hart is pretty good at charting, guys. He's pretty good at calling tops, bottoms, how long a market will last, etc. There's actually, in this video right here, in this picture, I think this was in 2018, he actually called Bitcoin to hit 60K in the next bull run of 2021. I mean, in the previous bull run. Yeah, so this was in 2018. He called Bitcoin hitting 60K, which is pretty amazing. Not a lot of people can do that. Also, less people will be disappointed once it does launch Bitcoin bottoming. So once Bitcoin bottoms and Pulsechain launches, less people will be disappointed, even though it seems like more people are disappointed now. Why? Because once it does launch at the Bitcoin bottom, it's going to tag along with Bitcoin going up, and vice versa right now. So if it launches now, it's going to dump below sacrifice rate, and all the people that are impatiently waiting for Pulsechain like me, they'll be disappointed even more. So it's best for him to wait it out, time the bottom, launch Pulsechain when Bitcoin is at 11K, and that's it. That's my opinion. This is the video for today. If you like the video, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.